So we're going to dive into the best way to maximize your health through training alone. Now, training is so broad, and many people might say you could do bodybuilding, you could do endurance, you could do strength and conditioning, HIIT. Really, there's so many options out there, and I want to kind of help you maximize your training, your body. And if you are someone that's looking to perform, then this can help you understand it. Now, biggest thing that I really want you to help you understand is going to be strength and conditioning, because I personally love strength and conditioning. I've been doing it since I was a professional athlete. I've also been doing it for so long, and I've seen so many benefits in my body, in how I feel, in how I look, in just how I operate as a whole. But I want you to understand the value of strength and conditioning and what it truly means. Now, if you are someone that only does strength, but you don't do conditioning, this will help you really understand the value of it and where it can actually intertwine. Now, we'll start with the strength. Now, strength should be broken up into these pieces. So squat, deadlift, push, pull, press. I personally do not like machines, because the machines take over your range of motion and you don't get to dictate the stability of it. The machines can be good. I'm not going to say that they're terrible, but are they the first choice? No. The reason for that is because we want you to develop as much coordination, stability through your own body, not through the range of motion that the machine is forcing you to go by. Now, there are some machines out there that can really kind of push the ranges, but at the end of the day, they're going through a specific line of action. That means that they are going out this way, not this way and then up or anything like that. So they are very, very specific. So what I like about doing compound training is it gets you to use more of your core than anything out there. And that's what I love about doing the squat and the deadlift in particular. So if you are doing squats, there are many different variations, from an air squat to a back squat to a front squat to an overhead squat. Now, do you need to do all of them? No, you could stick with one, maybe two variations, maybe three variations, because squatting does transfer into everyday life, because you're probably sitting down and standing up every day. So you should be practicing the squat. The deadlift is probably the most profound core movement there is. If you want to test out how strong your core is, show me where your deadlift is at. And the reason why that is so powerful is because so many people will go and do crunches after crunches after crunches, but they can barely pick up something off the ground. Yet deadlifting, because it's a hinge-based movement and it's such a profound movement, it uses so many muscle groups, most people are not getting the right benefit because they don't do it correctly. If you're looking to do deadlifting correctly, you've got to get the technique right, and you've got to master the technique before you add more weight to the bar. And there are so many different deadlift strategies out there. You could go from kettlebell deadlifts to a barbell deadlift to a hex bar deadlift. It doesn't matter. But practicing the hinging movement, because again, into everyday life, you're constantly hinging, you're constantly bending over. So why not practice that and get it right? Next thing is going to be the push, pull, press. Anything pushing, anything pressing, anything pulling. Those are the most profound movements for the upper body. Yes, you can go and do a bunch of bicep curls, tricep extensions, bodybuilding to try and build up your deltoids, whatever. Nothing will trump over a push, a pull, and a press. Now, many people do not press overhead. Now, if you look at any kind of people that are in their 70s, 80s, 90s, most of the time, their range of motion will go from being overhead down to here. Most of the time, it's because they never practiced going overhead. And it's one of the first things to really lose when it comes to your movement and your mechanics. So if you haven't heard of the use it or lose it principle, how many times do you need to get your arms up over your head in your lifespan? Got to do it a good amount, because we're constantly reaching for things. Also, you just got to look at this. I've just mentioned all of these compound movements that you would do in your everyday life. This is what makes them functional. So anyone that's doing isolation, they're not actually able to really build functionality because they're doing isolation. If you want to build functionality, do compound lifts. The other key reason why you want to do compound lifts is because you're actually going to turn on more muscle groups at one given time. So you're basically working out more in less time span. Why not time collapse your workout and just do that, because you're going to get so much more out of it, right? Now, when we come over to conditioning, the biggest component about conditioning is, are we trying to develop fast twitch or slow twitch muscle fibers? What that means is that you look at a long distance runner, they're basically developing slow twitch muscle fibers. You look at a sprinter, they are developing fast twitch. Now, you can do a little bit of a mix of both. Doesn't mean that you only have to train one, but you kind of sometimes need to train both. What that looks like is you might do some interval training where it's short, sharp, long rest, or It's maybe longer, short rest, but doing variations is critical here. The reason why it's critical is you're going to get so much more out of it because you are forcing your body to adapt to the stimulus. Now, you might also just do straight sprint work. That could be like, I'm going to do 100-meter sprints with a long rest to give my nervous system a chance to kind of catch up, then do it again. And you might be doing that on a bike, on a rower, on whatever you want to do it on. But either way, whenever you do interval work, look at it like this. You're probably going to be doing all fast twitch. If you want to do slow, that's just anything over 20 minutes. Anything over 20 minutes will basically tap into your slow. You probably want to look at this and go, I need to develop as much fast twitch as possible because I'm going to lose it. Now, when you're older, you're going to have a lot of slow. But when you're younger, you want to maximize your fast twitch muscle fibers because they're fresh, they're able to redevelop, they're able to strengthen, they're able to do all those things. So if you're looking at your training and you look at the course of your week, and let's say you train 4 to 5 days a week, have a mix of both. Have some strength, mainly compound lifts, functional training, throw some interval work in there at the very end and do that at least 4 to 5 days. Your body will thank you for it. The reason why is because you're going to start to probably burn more body fat. You're going to build more muscle. You're going to get stronger. I know it's going to happen. And you're going to look leaner because this is the best way for you to tap into adaptability. If you only train one way, you will only be good at one way. But if you want to be maximized, and you truly want to perform and you want to be able to throw yourself out there and do whatever it is that you want, then I guarantee you that strength and conditioning is the way to go. So I hope that helps. Press the subscribe button so you can learn more from future videos.